Chaz here with Direct RC. The Hobby Plus CR18P EVO V2s have been out for about a month now, and in my hand, I have a select few upgrades that I'm going to slap on these trucks and just show you how much more capable they can already be. So I'm going to start off with the good old Torq servo. This is the mountless version that's going to go right here on the convoy. I have a set of black Nexx Racing shocks with the reservoir, oil-filled of course. These are also going to go on the convoy. And then I have a pack of blue oil-filled Nexx Racing shocks without the reservoir. These are going to go on the rock van because you got to color coordinate. So let me get down to business here. We are going to measure the differences or the distances between the Nexx Racing shocks and the big bore oil shocks that come stock on here, just to see if there's any difference there. And then I'm going to show you just how much more speed and torque the Torq servo has over the stock servo. So let me get to work swapping out some parts, and I will flip the camera around, show you what I'm doing, and then we'll see the results. How about that? So I went ahead and got the wheels and tires off, and you might see over here, I did decide to go ahead and upgrade the wheels for the convoy, and then I'm going to take the wheels from the convoy and put them on the Hobby Plus rock van because I really like that black chrome better than the flat gray that comes on the rock van. So I'm going to make that swap. So I'll do that once we get there. First up, I'm going to go ahead and just start taking off these shocks. There we go. The top one cooperated a lot more than this bottom screw is. There it is. And just like that, we got that out. Now what I want to do is I want to do just a quick comparison with the stock shock, the big bore shock that comes out of the box. From the middle of the eyelet to the middle of the eyelet, we're looking at 48.5. Well, I was a little bit off. Looks like it's right at 49. 49 millimeters on the box stock big bore shocks. And then the Nexx Racing shocks that we're going with the blue ones, of course, to match the van, right at 49. So no change in articulation, but we will get some nice smoothness. So I will go ahead and get these slapped on and then get the black chrome wheels on here. And the rock van will be ready to rock. You know what I mean? That's pretty cheesy, but listen, I'm a dad. I am a dad, so cut me a little bit of slack there. Just gotta get it lined up right there, just like that. That. And just for a quick visual, that is what we're gonna look like whenever we're done. So you got the nice blue Nexx Racing shock in there. That looks awesome. And then the black chrome wheel on there. That's going to be a really nice touch as well. Just a couple cosmetic upgrades to make the rock van look a little bit better than it already does. So I will get done swapping out the rest of these four corners, and I'll come back whenever we start on the convoy up here. And the rock van is done and ready to rock. Looky there. Those blue Nexx Racing shocks look so much better, and the black chrome wheels definitely have a better look than the flat gray plastic that comes with it. And the whole process took about 10 to 15 minutes. So if you're looking for some quick, cosmetic, easy upgrades, you can't go wrong with Nexx Racing, oil-filled shocks, and a quick wheel and tire swap. That's never a bad idea. So there we go. Let me know what you think of the new look. Let me see if I can post a before pic and let you see the box stock version versus the newly upgraded version. And let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, I will get started on this convoy back here, and we'll do the same thing with that. The shocks are all mounted up and ready to go, so we're going to move on to the Torq servo replacement. I'm going to remove 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, that one back there, and get rid of the servo and servo mount, and swap in this mountless Torq servo. So we will get going with that. Took about 11 minutes, according to how long that video recording was, to swap out that servo. So nice and simple. I'm just going to hook up a battery real quick, turn on the transmitter, turn on the truck. There we go. So just want to make sure that the servo is nice and centered before I take this servo horn and put it on here where I need it to be. I just had to do a real quick suspension link swap-a-roo. Just had to flip it to go the opposite side because the placement of the servo horn on the stock servo is over on the left side as you're looking at it, and on the Torq servo it's on the right side as you're looking at it. So real simple swap out. The Torq servo is centered, so I just want to try to get the wheels as straight as possible and get that latched in as close to straight as I can. And then I'm going to take the screw for the servo horn. I'm going to grab my Phillips head screwdriver for this one. I'm going to send it home. And then I'm going to get these wheels attached, and my convoy will be done and good to go. Oh man, that feels good. That feels nice and sturdy. Feel some good resistance out of it. That is a good sign. So let me go ahead and get these wheel nuts back on here real fast. And the convoy is ready to hit the trail. And in the span of about 30 minutes, I was able to do a servo swap and change out 2 full sets of shocks for each of these rigs. So that is a pretty time friendly little upgrade there. So with that, I would like to show you what it looks like between the stock servo, which is still in the Hobby Plus Rock Van, versus the Torq servo that I have in the Hobby Plus Convoy. So with that, make sure I've got both of my transmitters on. Because if you are like me, then yes, you can read the specs on the servo package, but I don't really have a very good sense of how to apply those numbers without seeing it firsthand. So let me do a quick demonstration and just show Okay, so first, the stock servo with the Rock Van. That is pretty quick and responsive. And as far as strength goes, I'm just going to hold this tire. And it just kind of stays in place there. Okay. Now over here, we've got the Convoy with the Torq servo. And you can see how much faster that is. The Torq servo is so fast. And let's check the strength. I don't really know what to expect here. I will note that the Convoy does have metal wheels on here, so that's going to add some weight. And it is on this silicone work mat, so those tires are going to get extra grip. But also worth noting that both trucks are still on the stock tire, so the level of grip from the tires won't be any different. And I can definitely, I'm not holding these, the tires are still turning, and it's swinging the back of the truck back and forth. So all in all, that is pretty impressive. That is a nice, very nice upgrade. So now you've seen the effectiveness of these upgrades. My question for you to drop down in the comments is, let me know, what is your first go-to upgrade when you get an RTR right out of the box? Do you go with a servo upgrade? Do you go with a suspension upgrade? Do you go wheels and tires? Drop a comment down below. Let us know what your preferred brand is while you're at it. Something I would like to note real fast before we sign off, make sure that you don't forget that in the Nexx Racing shock packaging, you've got different strengths of shocks in here, springs. You've got lightweight, medium weight, heavyweight. There's also hardware as well with screws and spacers that may be necessary. I ran into it with the Convoy. I did not run into it with the Rock Van, surprisingly. So just something to be aware of and keep in mind so you don't forget the same way that I did. But that is the video for today. Hope you enjoyed the upgrades. And like I said, drop a comment down below and let us know what's your go-to upgrades. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.